Witches. It's Luna here on a glorious morning. Windows open, sun is shining, roosters are crowing, and there's a new oracle deck on my desk. And that is the Black Moon Astrology cards by Sheppard. Nice sturdy box. This is by Blue Angel, the Australian publisher, and the boxing packaging is consistent. Black Moon Astrology cards featuring 52 cards and guidebook. Drawing on the ancient discipline of interpreting the night sky, the Black Moon Astrology cards gives you access to the tangible wisdom contained in the heavens above. The movements of the planets, the luminaries, and the stars are reflected in the happenings on Earth and influence our lives, bodies, souls, and destinies. As a science and an art, astrology reveals the insight and knowledge that is literally written in the stars. Not literally written. No. Symbolically written. Semantics, folks. The 52 cards. Okay, so literally written in the stars means if you look at those stars, you will literally see words written on them or in them. So, no. The 52 cards are based upon the most important placements of a horoscope, making this an in-depth deck for divination and self-awareness. The 184-page guidebook includes information on a range of astrological influences, including the planets, eclipses, and the lunar nodes. You don't need to be an astrologer to read these cards. With a divinatory meaning, keywords, and tarot correspondence for each card, that's nice. This makes the principles and revelations of astrology accessible to all. Explore the complex connections between you and the stars to illuminate your path and work fate to your favor. Get ready to shine with the Black Moon Astrology cards. These are copyright. This printing is 2021, originally 2017. Opens very easily. We got no surprises inside there. And oh dear. Oh dear. Full disclosure, when I bought this deck yesterday, my friend Darcy was with me and I let her open it. I assume these probably had the plastic band around them. Actually, I know they did because I remember seeing it. Okay, here's a bigger image of this. I'm going to zoom in and see if you can guess what my problem is. Here, that could be a new series, Guess Luna's Problem. I think I'd pay good money for that. All right. Here we have, on a deck about astrology, an image that puts Aries at the top of the wheel and then goes in clockwise movement around. Wrong. This is a thing that is just plain wrong. If you're going to create something that taps into an established discipline, please do it the way that discipline does it. Look at this. The way anytime you see the belt of the horoscope or anything that is a functional document depicting an astrological chart, I don't know how else to say it. You're going to have Aries here at 9 o'clock, and the signs go counterclockwise. If you want to help people that aren't astrologers understand something about astrology, don't do something horribly inaccurate like this. It's lazy. It's really super lazy, and I mean, I guess you could say it's pandering. I don't know. I really hate that. So, all right, I am prejudiced. I am now thoroughly prejudiced against this deck. I'll be working that through because that isn't to say that this can't be a very valid tool for divination. But you done pissed me off. All right. Sun Spirit. Nice image. Moon, soul. Beautiful images, beautiful colors. We have the triple moon up here and some Aztec, Mayan, Mercury, the mind. We've got, who is that? Tahuti, I think. Venus, love. So we're getting just the barest one-word meaning here. I hope this is dry. Before this, I spilled like my entire cup of coffee on my cloth here, and then I thought, oh no, now I have to change the cloth. And then I said, no, I don't. I just need to wipe up the coffee. So I'm really hoping that I don't. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put this here, and that will tell me if there's any moisture left there so I don't ruin my cards. Venus is love. Mars, force. Saturn, truth. Wow. Now, see, this is what I was looking forward to, is no matter how long you've been doing astrology, there's just no way in hell that you have all of the keywords and all of the possibilities and, you know, all of the ways you can describe the energies packed into your brain. Somebody else is going to have a different experience, you know, and add a nuance to it. So it's never a waste like reading what other people say about just basic astrological facts. It can expand your knowledge. And to boil Saturn down to truth is very interesting. And the jury's out. I'm going to be thinking about that now. I mean, it's karma. And karma is consequences. So I guess I can see that as the consequences of your actions are going to show you some truth about your action, you know? So I could see it that way. Interesting. Jupiter is abundance, absolutely. I mean, you could look at Saturn as limitation, you know, karma in general. There's a lot of ways to look at it. So anyway, that's got a thought process going in my head, and that's never a bad thing. Chiron is healing. I'm glad they included Chiron in here. Uranus is genius. I'll go with that. I love that they used William Blake. Beautiful. Interesting that they kind of worked in the number of the card to the symbol of Uranus. I think a cat wants in, and I closed the door all the way because we have windows open and things tend to go bang when a breeze comes in. So unless they start getting violent, I'm not going to let them in. Neptune, sacrifice, absolutely. Pluto, transformation, yes. So the only thing that I don't, you know, just hands down immediately agree with is Saturn, truth. And I'm not saying I disagree with it. It's just showing me something that I hadn't considered before. Okay, then we have Black Moon Lilith, mystery. I don't use the Black Moon in my chart, but I'm going to start. I just, you know, I've just always kind of stuck with my training because astrology is a part of what I do and not the whole of what I do. I've never really expanded into the literally hundreds of asteroids that are available. So many other things that keep getting added to astrology, and I've never really, it's that old story about this monk that lived in a garden, and he was, you know, 90 years old and had never left the garden in his life. And somebody said to him, you know, don't you feel like you've missed something, that you know, there's this huge world to see and so many things to experience, and why haven't you ever left the garden? And he said, I haven't seen everything that is to see here yet. So, you know, that's kind of the way I am with astrology, but I am open to adding things. I certainly added Chiron years ago, and now we're going to add Black Moon Lilith. So now we have the signs. Aries, I am. Taurus, I have. Gemini, I think. Cancer, I feel. Leo, I will. These are standard, absolutely standard. I hope the glare isn't too much for you. You know how this goes when it's a sunny day. I hate to pull my curtain. But you know what? I'm going to pull it just enough to block so you guys can see. I apologize for that. All right. Leo, I will. I'll go back a couple here. Cancer, Gemini. All right. Virgo, I analyze. Yes. Analyze and synthesize. Libra, I balance. Analyze is taking things apart into their components, and synthesize is putting those components back in a new way. Blending, you know. Libra, I balance. Scorpio, I transform. Sagittarius, I see. See, Sagittarius, I would use I understand, because it is taking the raw data. You know, it's the polar opposite of Gemini. Gemini takes raw data in. Sagittarius looks into that data to come to an understanding of the meaning, its meaning. So I see. I mean, that definitely vibes. Capricorn, I use. That's wonderful. I have a friend whose daughter has like 8 planets in Capricorn or something crazy like that. And when they were 2 and would come over, I would babysit. And this is when my kid was the same age. And every time this kid got dropped off, they had a utensil with them, like a fucking spatula or a spoon. They just had to have a tool. And it's like, that is that Capricorn energy. Something useful. Had to have something useful. Aquarius, I know. Okay, yeah, absolutely. And Pisces, I believe. Okay, those are good. Very nice. First house is the body. Second house, owning. Okay. And see, those meanings that I read for the signs can very well be applied to the houses too. First house is I am. Second house is I have. You know, because the signs vibe with the houses. Second house, owning. So that adds a layer. Third house, messages. Fourth house, roots. Okay, that makes sense. Fifth house, creativity. Yes. Sixth house, routine. Okay. That's a kind of a good encapsulation. But so routines, you know, doing a job, working involves routines, as does caring for your health. Hygiene. The basis of health is hygiene, right? Okay. Seventh house, partners. Yes. Eighth house, endings and beginnings. I'm interested in that because, I mean, it's a water house. All the water houses are houses of endings. And by water house, I mean where the water signs are in the flat wheel. Endings, beginnings. I mean, that's Scorpio transformation, and it certainly deals with death. The beginnings part is interesting. And I'm seeing these cards are nicking. Do you see this little white spot here and white spot here? They nick, and then there's white showing. So this may be a deck that gets edged. And the Heaven and Earth Tarot has made me a believer in deck modification just as far as edging the decks. Because what this can do, if you get a very visible nick, it makes that card stand out, and then you can identify it from the back. And, you know, I don't like that. Okay. Ninth house is faith. Okay, we'll just keep going here. 10th house is the world. That's very interesting. 11th house, friends. Yes, and 12th house is escape. Okay, that's great. Because, you know, they call it the house of your self-undoing, which is it's where you hide things. It's where you keep secrets, you know, where you shove the shame. And so why do you shove them there? Because you want to escape from them. So, yeah. And now we have the elements. Fire is desire. Earth is stability. Okay, I might put practicality there. Fixed might be more stability. Air is communicating. See, I would just put intellect there. And water element is sensing. Okay. Sensing, communicating, stabilizing, desiring. I see the thing. All right, fuss warning. Virgo Mercury fuss warning coming on. I would like to see the same, what's the word I want? Part of speech for each of these. If we're talking about the elements as, sensing and communicating, then we have desiring and stabilizing. Desire, stability, information, emotion, that would put them in the same. Okay. North node, life's purpose. Okay. South node, life's debts. That's really great. That's really great. They say North Node is the way forward, the karmic way forward, the unfamiliar path. So you're forging new territory instead of going over old karmic territory. And so South Node being debt, that's the way you've come from. So it shows, the way backwards, and I can see how that can be debt. Lunar eclipse, change. Solar eclipse, revolution. Okay. The part of fortune is increase. Interesting to have Arabic parts. Then we have configurations. Grand trine, blessings, absolutely. Gifts. Grand cross, provoker. Oh my God. Grand cross is the biggest mess you can run into in a chart. What you've got is 4 T-squares. So each of these planets operates as the apex of a T-square, which puts it in high focus. So basically you can read it like just a tight, intense stellium of all of these planetary energies. Provoker, absolutely. It instigates problems that need to be solved. It gets your attention all the time. And think about the fact that each one of these planets is going to rule 1 or more houses. If it's Mercury or Venus involved here, and with 4 out of 10, you got a pretty good shot. These are going to rule 1 or, so the potential is we could have like 2, 4, 5, 6, up to 6 houses ruled, depending on interceptions and things like that. We could actually have a shit ton of houses involved, because not just the houses these planets rule, but the houses they're posited in are going to be affected. Anytime one of these gets kicked off, the whole grand square is getting kicked off. And all the houses it rules. So this is somebody that's going to be active. The bearer of the Grand Cross is can be a high achieving person because they've had to solve so many problems in their life. Okay. The Yod, destiny. This is a planet in conjuncting another planet on, either side of that opposition. Jupiter return, benefits. Saturn return, age. I would make that maturity. But yeah, age works too. Synonym. Mercury retrograde, reinvention, interesting. And void of course, moon, missing. Okay, very interesting things. Interesting that they have the elements but not the modes. So, this is, ooh, yeah, that is still pretty damp. I'm glad I put that there. I'm going to get another piece of, paper towel. Okay. I just put a roll of paper towels there. I'm losing my mind. Sorry, you guys. Welcome to my nightmare. Hold on. Something is off here because my husband just brought a roll of paper towels and I put it right down there, and somebody must have taken it because I have zero memory of it happening. So you'll have to put up with the tissue there so I don't ruin my deck. All right. Let's take a look at the book. In Sheppard, we have that wrong depiction of the horoscope on the back here again. All right, introduction, suggested card spreads, then we have the meanings and about the author. The time has come for an oracle deck which draws on the ancient and existent principles of astrology. Astrology is the oldest form of divination in the world and is both a science and an art. As well as the meanings and messages of each card, this guidebook will show reading methods and card combinations to help you harness age-old principles of astrology that will lead you to greater self-awareness and empower you to reach your full potential. Expect the card messages to be profound and far deeper than most card readings go. Okay, I want to go back here and read something about the author. She is Susan Sheppard, a lifelong artist, writer, and mystic. She first encountered the matter of astrology on the magazine rack at a local pharmacy in the small West Virginia town where she grew up. By the time Susan was in her early 20s, she was casting horoscopes, publishing in all of the top astrology magazines, and worked as the horoscope columnist for 17 magazines, so she knows better. I guarantee you she's never done a chart that looks like that has the signs. Why would you make that choice? I don't understand. Susan's articles were later selected by Dell Horoscope magazines as some of the best astrology articles published in over 50 years. Dell Horoscope had a great magazine. I wonder if they're still publishing. Not only is she an astrologer, she's a well-known psychic medium and paranormal investigator, having appeared on a number of television shows in the U.S., on stations including the Travel Channel, the ABC Family Channel, Destination America Arts and Entertainment, as well as Canadian broadcasting. She's the author of a number of other books and oracles, including the Phoenix cards. Okay. I have that deck. I love that deck. A Witch's Runes and the Astrological Guide to Seduction and Romance, a Book of the Month Club selection in the late 90s, and a novel called The Gallows Tree, A Mothman's Tale. A storyteller and poet, Susan hosts her own ghost tour in her hometown of Parkersburg, West Virginia, USA, which is also the hometown of legendary astrologer Linda Goodman, my intro to astrology. Sheppard has appeared on live television giving astrological readings as WTAP TV's Daybreak Astrologer. Okay, so now I'm even more disgruntled. Okay, let me see something here. There was a graphic that just went by. No, it's the same graphic. You know, okay, so first house position. So, I'm going to have a hard time getting over this, you guys. I really am. Because we have the astrological wheel spread, which puts the first house where it belongs and the second house following through. Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, that's the way they go. And we have just put out misinformation in a deck that says you're going to educate people about astrology. So, all right. I mean, first house represents the body, the self. Okay, let's just go. Let's just keep going here. What are the Black Moon astrology cards? They're based on the most important placements of a horoscope. The planets and the lights are cards 1 to 11. Black Moon Lilith. Okay, let's read about her. Is neither a moon, a planet, or a star, but an abstract geometric point between the Earth and the moon's apogee. Apogee is its farthest away point from Earth. Perigee is its closest point. So when you see the things about supermoon, it's going to be a supermoon. I hate that kind of jargon. Use correct wording. So a supermoon is the moon at perigee, closest point to Earth. That means it's big. Okay. The apogee is the farthest point of the moon's elliptical orbit around the Earth. The ellipse of the moon's orbit has two focal points. The Earth is one, and although there is nothing visibly present at the second point, astronomers have observed a weight or a pull to indicate there is something potent at that spot. Astronomers regard this spot as the lunar apogee, and astrologers refer to this subtle point as the Black Moon Lilith. For this reason, more than any planet, Black Moon Lilith represents mystery and magnetism. Black Moon Lilith remains a shadowy point of a mystery, much in the same way astrology is an enigma. Lilith forges her own direction, and her guidance is of freedom and choice. What has been concealed can now be revealed. Spirit finds form. Black Moon Lilith has qualities similar to the planets Pluto and Neptune, which are psychic transformation, depth, that which lurks beneath the surface and matters that we may not even be aware of but have a powerful, potent, and influential energy. Okay, so hidden pull is what I'm feeling there. Signs in the houses, beyond the basics. All right, do we talk about... Oh, there we go. The elements, the lunar nodes, the eclipses, part of fortune. So if you're not familiar, Arabic parts are not bodies in space either. They are mathematically derived sensitive points based on the combination of other actual points in the chart. So part of fortune, let's see if she gives the formula. It's not a planet, it's a sensitive place in the chart, one of many Arabic parts and the one most used in Western astrology. Arabic parts, also called lots, are points arrived at by adding the degrees of planets together and subtracting the degree of another. They represent aspects of life such as love, marriage, death, mother, father, courage, treachery, and so on. The part of fortune is considered to be the luckiest of all. And I can't remember how it's derived. I'm pretty sure it involves the sun and Venus and Jupiter. Probably the moon as well. But I'm not going to explain it. I'm not going to explain the math. Okay. Aspects, cards 46 to 48. And so she calls them aspects. They are more accurately called configurations. The aspects are just the single, like square, opposition, trine, inconjunct. A grand square is 4 planets all squaring, so another planet, and they oppose each other. So there has to be 2 oppositions and 4 squares all involving the same planets to have a grand cross. It has to make an actual square in the chart. With the grand trine, trine is the individual aspect. So the individual one is an aspect. When they make a geometric shape, it's called a configuration. Returns, Mercury retrograde, void of course moon. All right, suggested card spreads, here now, later spread. Involving 15 cards. Wow. Astrological wheel, the black moon spread. All right. I'm looking for a simpler one. The black moon spread, the planetary spread. And then the course of action spread. Let's do the planetary. It says... Let me see what else is here. Black Moon Romance. No. What is working is the Jupiter. What to take advantage of. Moon is what is hidden from you, what you don't have knowledge of yet. Saturn is what is earned, work that needs to be put in. And Sun is the outcome based on current trends. All right. That's what we're going to do. Card meanings. So we have the name of the card. We've got a quote from a famous person. And then we've got a description, long description. Then we have sun card in brief, corresponding tarot card, and key ideas. So a lengthy description, then she boils it down and boils it down some more. And look at the sun card in brief, here and here. And these are all keywords and phrases. And then we really boil it down. Life force, power, influence, radiance, the heart chakra, stage presence, charisma. Okay. So let's test drive her here. See if it can convince me to get over my fussiness. I would like the sun to... Okay, this is going to be a struggle to shuffle. So I don't know that I'm going to try it. Let's try it this way. Yeah, I'm not... So this might not be possible to shuffle in this way. And not so good. I mean, I guess we did. That's a beginning mix. Let me zoom out again. Hello, I hear woodpeckers in the woods. We have had a pair of pileatids out there because they've taken away such a chunk of the woods back there. Critters that were far away from us back there are now coming in close. And we've seen this pair doing mating things, so we could have baby pileatids. I would love to sometimes see them come to our woodpecker feeder. I don't know that they ever would because they are shy. I have the strong scent of coffee emanating from my desk. Oh, let's do this thing. You notice I don't have a candle lit today because the sun is so very strong. And, you know, I also want to say that no matter my grumpiness, I mean, this channel, the unboxings are about critiquing, right? But no matter how grumpy I get over little bits, you know, details of a deck, I immediately have respect for someone that's got the knowledge, the discipline, and the motivation to manifest a work like this. All of the work that goes into this and all of the, you know, the talents of people, the knowledge base, everything. I bow to you, Susan Sheppard. I love the Phoenix deck, first of all. So, you know, my criticisms are because this is a criticism video. It doesn't mean I'm not going to use the deck. I've only really run across, I think, one deck that I own that it's like, just forget about it, get in the reading, and that's that Egyptian deck. The Egyptian Tarot. Okay. Oh, shot out. Okay. There's our Jupiter card. I guess we'll keep doing this for a little while. Now we want our Moon card. I'm going to go clockwise from the top. The order that she listed them in. Okay, we're going to spread and pull now. They spread nicely. Got to give them that. Okay, Moon. Over here. Saturn and then Sun. Saturn. And Sun. All right. Saturn and Sun is how those went. Okay. So the Jupiter card represents what is... you know what, you guys? Hold up. They know I was going to ask them, so we won't do it again unless this reading absolutely bombs. Okay. I ask guides and guardians, allies and ancestors to be with me as you are always. I thank you for your presence. I thank you for your support of me. I thank you for the messages that you bring to me. I thank you for your presence here, and please help me to get the most useful information out of this incredible work that someone has created in order to bring benefit. All right. And I offer to this deck, retroactively, the Fire of Azrael. Oh, the smell, you guys. The smell with the window open and the roosters crowing. It's like I want to go camping so badly, and I couldn't unless I bought a shit ton of equipment. First of all, I think we got rid of our tent, but I would also need an actual air mattress. All right. In the meantime, I'll just sit in here and soak in the great smells. Okay, so Jupiter, what is working, what to take advantage of? Desire. And this is card 37. All right. Looked at the card number and thought that was a page number for some reason. Okay. The quote is, "Passion, though a bad regulator, is a powerful spring." Ralph Waldo Emerson, The Conduct of Life. Yes, it is a bad regulator. That's a wonderful quote. It's a powerful spring. So what to take advantage of is our desire, what we want, what's driving us and motivating us. I'm going to read through this whole thing for the first one. It's long. Buckle up. There are changes coming, new movement. Pardon me. Look for them to be quick. The element of fire in astrology is all about beginnings, our passions, and how fast we get our energy moving. It speaks to how rapidly we react and how long it takes us to accomplish what we set out to do. Fire is burning determination. Fire scorches away impurities, clearing a landscape for new growth and leaving an area healthier and stronger. The signs of Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius fall under the influence of fire. When the fire element card is involved, expect changes to be dramatic in an unforgettable way. A situation is about to be transformed through a wake-up call or a personal epiphany. The element of fire is spirit-moving and a great indicator of creativity, so now is the time to apply your energy wholeheartedly. Step into this path and find your way. Look at your issue from another perspective and try a unique approach. The fire element card also denotes honesty and suggests you act assertively. You're about to get upfront with someone or vice versa. At least you should. And this card says to push it. In any event, you will soon understand where you stand, as all of your cards will be put on the table. Then you can expect less mystery. Watch out for bossy people when this card comes up. It can indicate a type of bulldozing that will be hard to deal with. Others may claim they are speaking to you from a place of truth and concern, whereas they may not understand the situation very well and not offer the best advice. Also, be careful of others attempting to take over and claiming as theirs what you have created or started. This card can imply the ego going out of control, but it's important to keep yours in check as well. This is wonderful writing. This is excellent writing. Absolutely no reservations there. Since you are now thinking in larger terms, details won't seem to matter as much, but it's important to get everything nailed down. You may be tempted to fly by the seat of your pants and rely upon spontaneity. This is not a bad idea. The fire element card says you have good instincts in the moment and will be able to carry it off as long as you are grounded. This is a card of passion. Therefore, if romance is your question, this is a compelling attraction, at least on the part of one of you. However, don't make the mistake of attempting to make your love interest jealous if you feel you're not getting the attention you crave. This will surely backfire. If the attention strays, though, don't be afraid to have a backup plan. In romance, this card can indicate a sudden attraction. If it is not meant to be, it will burn out fast, but if the relationship has legs, you will be great supporters and protectors of each other. The fire element card is one of new starts, often after the past has been burned away, and denotes a period where you start anew. Be honest in your approach. Any arrogance will be your enemy. You will have the zeal to get things done in the way you want. As far as your life is concerned, the pot is being stirred. Lastly, show caution with objects that have a fiery or electrical nature. That's a really good caution. Fire element card in brief, new starts, sudden change in direction, usually dramatic in nature, a shift in drive, a dare, being spontaneous, knowing what to do in the moment, competition, reactions, being challenged, selfishness, enthusiasm, fires and firefighters, electrical problems, kitchens, the hearth, bossiness, dynamism, speed, openness, whatever's over the top or ostentatious, philosophy, priests and priestesses, being number one, heartbeat, blood pressure, the male erection, the colors red, scarlet, purple, and gold, sunlight, motorbikes, being a rebel, bucking authority, noise, busy places, steam, smoke, candles, candle spells, displaying courage, having confidence, being singled out for showing wisdom, having a great heart, abundant creativity. Corresponding tarot card is Two of Wands. Let's go. Here we go. Let's looking out to the future. What is it? What's the thing we're going to do? And then key ideas, getting started, pushing ahead, strength, courage, daring, passion, arousal. Those key ideas are very good, very succinct. Okay, so since I didn't even have time to frame a question before that jetted out of the deck, we're going to just read these and see if they themselves define the hole in the middle, the question that we're dealing with. So what to take advantage of now is our motivation. And you know that the default question on all of these unboxing readings is always, how do we move from just surviving into thriving? So highest and best. Moon position, what is hidden from you, what you do not have knowledge of yet, is life's purpose. Holy shit, that's a big one. Okay. I'm not going to read the whole description here. Life's purpose. The purpose of our lives is to be happy. And that is a quote from Tenzin Gyatso. Do you know who he is? He's the Dalai Lama, the 14th Dalai Lama. The North Node points out the best area for us to direct our talents and our will. So what's hidden from us is this purpose. 10 of Cups is the Tarot correspondent. The key ideas are positive karma, rewards the soul's enlargement, being in the right place at the right time. Okay. Let's go to this last paragraph of the description where she does tend to boil it down. As the soul's messenger, the appearance of the North Node card in a spread indicates growing into what is called the larger unknown, meaning you are moving toward a point that promises greater fulfillment. The nodes are karmic, therefore the lessons are not easy ones. Matters will develop suddenly, but there's still work to be done. Luck is on your side with an opening toward greater things. Karmic lessons learned and processed bring fulfillment and happiness. So what it's telling us here is we are still moving towards a purpose that we are unable to define. That ultimate definition of purpose is still a hidden thing from us. So we move forward nonetheless. And how do we move forward if we don't know what we're moving towards? The Saturn position is what is earned or work that needs to be put in. So let's look at it as work that needs to be put in order for us to discover this purpose. And in this particular spread, and I am liking this particular spread, it really is set up that way that, what's hidden from you, of course, is the thing that you want to work to discover. And it's being told, here's what's hidden from you in order, to give you that clue. Okay, so let's look at Virgo. I analyze. The quote is, do not anticipate trouble or worry about what may never happen. Keep in the sunlight. And that's Benjamin Franklin. Perfect quote for Virgo. Stay in the sunlight. What do they say? Worrying is borrowing trouble. It's trouble that doesn't exist, but we're going to pretend it does and apply it, and feel things around it. So, okay. Wow, long description. Pardon me. Long description for Virgo. All right. The tarot card is the Hermit. The key idea is daily routine, the body, healing, worries, details, usefulness, hospital doors. So this is what a work that needs to be put in. So we need to analyze. We need to look at where we've been. What do you analyze? What is there to analyze? It's patterns. If you want to find out the direction your life is headed or what your karmic lessons are, look to the patterns of your life. Look at the situations where you found yourself going, I can't believe I'm going through this again. And most of the time, the way we say it is, I can't believe this happened to me again. So when we say happened to me, we are putting ourselves in the victim position. We are putting ourselves in the passenger seat. To put yourself back in the driver's seat, you say, what part did I play in this happening to me again? What choice that I made along the line led me to this consequence? This is not to blame the victim when, you were under certain circumstances or you suffered, from circumstances that were not of your making. What this is to really find the circumstances that were of your making, that you did participate in, and understand how you participate in, understand that you participated so that you are empowered to make a different choice. And you can make a different choice when you bring things into awareness through analysis of the patterns of your life. Okay. Fourth card, the Sun, the outcome based on current trends. And this card is lunar eclipse. Interesting that in the Sun we get the lunar eclipse. Okay. The quote is, 3 things cannot be long hidden: the sun, the moon, and the truth. Okay. So, Let me read a little bit of this. A lunar eclipse takes place when the Earth is directly aligned between the Sun and the Moon. The Earth blocks out the Sun's light, causing the Moon to be in the Earth's shadow. This can only happen during a full moon, and while a solar eclipse lasts only for minutes, the lunar eclipse lasts for hours. And the other thing is, the type of eclipse it is depends on whether the moon is at apogee or perigee. In other words, how big the shadow that the Earth casts. Obviously, when the moon is farther away, our shadow can completely cover it. When it's closer, it doesn't. And the moon's declination, how far off it is from exact alignment. Okay, I'll stop being fussy. Eclipses can bring on times which seem shadowy, disordered, but they are not necessarily bad and should not be viewed as such. We're meant to be thrown off balance and make necessary changes. It is a time of seeing the light and focusing on something you have either put off or didn't exactly notice was coming up. When the lunar eclipse card presents itself in a reading, dramatic changes are in store. Such changes will likely be unexpected ones, the kind that might seem hard, or will take some special effort on your part. These will not be gradual, easy, barely noticed transformations. Your world may be rattled somewhat. It will seem more like a revolution. Do not be alarmed, however, because this altering of your life is essential in getting you where you need to be. We are all here to share our gifts and lead others to theirs. It is never an easy path. All right, the correspondence is 5 of Cups. The key ideas are inevitable change, bringing in the new, memory, and dissolution. They herald times of a new way of looking at things. So when you go through this analysis, you're going to necessarily, if you do your analysis well and undefensively, all right, which means that you are open to whatever information comes. You are open to seeing that wasn't the best decision I could have made. All right? You are viewing things as learning moments and lessons rather than as mistakes or a wrongness with me. And so you let in that information, and when you hold up that mirror, transformation is swift. Sometimes it's painful. It's like yanking a tooth out, It's ripping off a Band-Aid rather than inching it off and trying to be painless about it. So this actually gave a very good reading without me even stating a question. Therefore, this is a good deck. I hate that she has that graphic on it. Somebody made that decision, and it might not have been her. I mean, I would assume that the author has final refusal on design, but I don't know that. I don't absolutely know that. This could have been somebody at the publisher that stepped in and said, "Now, people don't understand that. People look at things clockwise in Western, So it might not have been her decision. I need to cut her all the slack that I can, because this is a good deck. I am going to learn from this deck. I am going to enrich my understanding of astrology. I'm going to expand my knowledge of astrology with this deck, and I appreciate that. So, thank you, Susan Sheppard, author of the Phoenix deck. I will link that deck at the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed that. I apologize for my fussing, because I'm a fussy old bitch. Yes, I am. A fussy old witch. I will see you guys tomorrow for Prayer Circle. Until then, like, subscribe, hit the bell if you want to know when I drop videos. Shoot me a donation if you feel like it. Shoot me a deck if you really feel like getting a reading from that deck. I'll see you several times a week. Till then, mwah, Zen Witch, blessed be.